Without further delay, let us officially commence today's program. Here are some recaps from our previous sessions. Electrical engineering continues to play a vital role in shaping modern society. From intelligent power systems and electric mobility to automation and digital technologies, the field continues to expand with countless opportunities for innovation. Today's session will explore the latest developments in electrical engineering, highlight current industry practices, and provide valuable guidance for students who aspire to build successful careers in this rapidly evolving discipline. Whether you are an undergraduate, a recent graduate, or simply passionate about technology, this session promises valuable insights for everyone. If you have any questions during the session, please post them in the chat or submit them via the link below. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our distinguished resource person for this evening. We are honored to have Mr. Sitija Ratnayaka, lecturer on computer engineering, University of Moratuwa. Drawing from his academic and professional experience, Mr. Ratnayaka has been actively involved in the field of electrical engineering while mentoring future engineers. Today, he will share valuable insights into current electrical engineering projects, emerging technologies, and future pathways available for aspiring engineers and innovators. Please join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to Mr. Sitija Ratnayaka. Over to you, sir.
Hello, thank you. I think you guys can hear me, right? Sure.
Yes.
Okay, I think you guys can see my presentation as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so good evening, guys. Good evening, and thank you for inviting me for your session. And throughout the session, I think it's better to give the knowledge about the electrical engineering field first. And I think most of you guys are undergraduate students, and they should know the what are the gaps between the electrical engineering, especially when they comes to the industry, electrical engineering industry. What are the things that they have to improve before they come to the industry, and what are the gaps between the electrical industry and the students, as well as the what are the gaps between the electrical engineers and the normal society as well, because electrical engineering is a very the social engineering field. It means we have to, as electrical engineers, we have to work with the people, and especially in Sri Lanka, most of the people have a basic idea about the electrical engineers and the electrical engineering field. So it's better to know about the gap between what are the electrical engineers have to do, and what are the electrical engineers limitation when we came to industry, right? So I'm planning to going to these topics, especially uh, where we are now as electrical engineering industry, and what are the challenges and what are the limitations as electrical engineers. So after coming to the industry, what are the main limitation and what are the challenges that we have to face as a engineers, and especially the things we didn't learn uh, to the university course, and but we have to apply, right? We have to apply through the industry, especially for the when we are dealing with the normal society and the business society, because electrical engineer, when we after graduating as electrical engineer, we have to dealing with the business society, because it's a very huge field, right? Very huge business. There are a lot of business behind the electrical engineering. So uh, we have to work with them, and what are the things that we have to improve, what are the skills, right? So I'm going to mention those skills, and I'm planning to give the basic idea about the skills and the knowledge. And then the future trends, especially the technology, right? The now it's the different technology, right? Different technological era. Now it's going on the AI era, so we have to change the field to the different way, and there are some gaps between the field going on now and the field going on in the past, right? So there are some gaps, and we have to fulfill by increasing our knowledge and improving our knowledge through the course and the industry as well. So I will give the brief idea about that one as well, and the famous the topic near the related to electrical engineering field. And okay, so the, I will start this session by showing one question, guys. So if you have any question, you can put it to the chat box, and throughout the session I will answer all your question, guys. So I think you guys know uh, the coal power plant in Sri Lanka, right? There is a coal power plant in Sri Lanka, the Rochelle coal power plant. The, all the people in Sri Lanka, right? All the people know about the coal power plant. Why they know? So because the coal power plant normally make the news, right? Make the news throughout the year. Okay, so throughout the year it makes news. So all the peoples in Sri Lanka, they know about the coal power plant, right? They know about the coal power plant. So this is the industry. So this is the social industry, the social engineering industry, because the electrical engineering. So electricity is the basic human need, right? It's a basic human need. So the people like to have some knowledge, right? Like to have some knowledge, and they're seeking something, and they know something as well. So we have to deal with that knowledge as well. So that is the most the hardest thing as electrical engineers when we came to when we finish our undergraduate course, and when we comes to the industry. So it's the hardest thing that we have to do, right? As electrical engineers, that's the main the issue that we have. So in the when we come to the undergraduate course or the electrical undergraduate or electrical engineering students, so they normally they are improving their knowledge for several parts. In the University of Morocco, we can divide it to four, and the other universities they can divide to more part as well. So normally we can divide it to the power, automation, and the computer part, right? The computer part. In the our university, the Morocco, uh, in throughout our course, we have several modules, right? I'm going through the theory first. So we can learn several modules to improve our basic knowledge. So it is the foundation. So we have we should have to think about it because so it's only foundation. So definitely we do have that foundation before go to the industry, right? So we are going through the power modules, right? Electrical power modules, electrical the robotics and automation modules, and the coding modules. Yes, we are going through those modules, but we have to improve the social skills and other things as well throughout our university the time period because the, after graduating as an engineer, so we have to uh, make our name as an engineer, right? So we are going to industry as an engineer, so automatically we should have work a lot of people, should have to work with a lot of people. So we should have some the social knowledge and other especially social knowledge and skills we should have to. When we comes to country, so I will give a brief idea about Sri Lankan power system, right? I think you all know we can divide to Sri Lankan power system into three part, and the CB is the main government company. Now it's not a CEB, right? But for the easiness, I will use as a CEB word. But now it's divided to several companies, and but now also it's I think it's under the government, but it's not the CEB. But I use that word, right? Because we are close with that company CEB. So CEB is the main power supply in Sri Lanka, right? So in Sri Lanka, we can divide it to three parts of power system. So generation, transmission, and the distribution. I think you guys, all you guys know, right? Generation is a different field because having generation, the company, CEB, and also there are the several private generation company as well. Uh, Especially there are several thermal and wind, solar companies. They're going under private companies. Okay, so in the generation for the generation, they need electrical other engineers as well, right? They need the mechanical engineers, they need civil engineers, they need a lot of engineers, right? I'm talking about the engineering field, right? So they need all the generation part, power plant. They need the mechanical engineers, right? A lot of works, and the electrical engineer should have the basic idea about the mechanical engineering as well for the generation part, and also when it comes to most of hydropower plants, I think you guys have seen the hydropower plant. So similar things under the hydropower plant, right? So the basic knowledge in the civil engineering as well when we come to the generation part. In the transmission part, so I think you have seen the transmission, you have those stuff under the transmission part. maintains under the transmission part and distribution part. Transmission part and for the transmission and the distribution, we need electrical engineer. That's why we need electrical engineers for the electrical engineering for their company. Mainly, they are recruiting electrical engineers, right? Because the electrical engineers have to do a lot of things, and in the power sector, not only for the Sri Lanka, right? For all the countries, same procedure, right? But the only difference is most of the countries use the private groups and private companies for the power supply, power system. But in Sri Lanka, it's under government, right? At the moment, now also it's under government companies, right? So they're recruiting electrical engineers for the for main three parts, right? So now I think you guys have heard about EVs and smart grids, microgrid, especially in Morocco, guys. They have heard about that word microgrids because those are the recent topics in the why we can use thermal. We can use thermal if you have the fuel, and I think you guys know that nuclear. So we can use a nuclear power plant, but the at the moment the current trend is renewable, right? Renewable is the at the moment, not only in the Sri Lanka, it's in the world, the whole world. They are looking the renewable energies, right? Renewable energy. Why? Why we need renewable energies, guys? So there are some limitations as well. I will mention those limitations after some slides. But what is the renewable energy? Why we have to focus that renewable energy, guys? I can. I think the people, the all the time they are asking to reduce the electricity bill, right? Most of the time, people are asking why always we are increasing the electricity bill. Why we can't reduce the electricity bill? So, in my opinion, guys, it's because of our dependency, right? Our electricity depend on the US USD, US dollar, right? Because uh, in thermal power plant we need fuel, right? So we buy fuel by using USD, US dollar. So it is the main dependency, right? Main dependency for the electricity. So if we reduce that dependence or if you change that dependence, it means if we use renewable as base load, right? Base load means the average demand in Sri Lanka throughout the year. So average demand, CB or any other country apply that average demand, and they should have a plan to supply the average demand of Sri Lanka. Not only the current year, they should have a plan for future as well, right? CB, they have a generation plan and the transmission plan and the distribution plan. They have long-term generation plan for 20 years, right? The long-term plan for 20 years, right? So they should have the demand plan as well. Should have a supply demand plan for the current year and the upcoming year as well. So they can plan for the base load. And the problem is in Sri Lanka we have to depend depend on the thermal power plant hydro. Throughout the year we can't uh, use hydro power plant throughout the year. So That's the issue. So if we change that dependency, right? If we change that dependency for the base load by using the renewable energy, right? By using the renewable energy, we can reduce the electricity bill because we have changed our USD dependence. So we can change our electricity bill. So that's why all the country, all the countries focusing on that renewable energy and the topic. These are very the common and the famous topic at the moment in the electrical engineering industry. And you know the EVs and power electronics, right? Electrical vehicle is the very famous topic, right? At the moment, the electrical vehicle is the very famous topic in the electrical engineering industry. And automation IoT, it's a the normal topic, right? It's the current trends. There are some research on automation as well and the AI power system. So AI is a new topic, right? AI is a new topic, and it's a the okay. I will talk the AI and power system later. Okay, so this is the power grid, right? This is the main power supply grid. Basically, we have the power generation system, the transmission, distribution, and there are some renewable as well, right? There are some renewable wind, solar, and there's no nuclear and fuel power plants, right? Fossil and the coal power plant. So and there is a EV vehicle. So I will take these two topic. Okay, there's renewable energy and the smart grid topic. Under this topic, so so what are the limitations, guys? What are the limitations and what are the main companies that we can form, right? Under the as an engineer, especially as the undergraduate electrical engineer, we should know what are the companies, right? What are the companies and what are the technologies after we graduate in the from the universities, right? After we should have to go to the industry, right? The most of the students, right, will go into the industry, will be going to the industry, and they should have the renewable. In Sri Lanka, there are a lot of renewable industrial companies, right? Renewable industrial companies, especially solar, wind. There are a lot of famous names as well, right? LTL, the Wind Force. There are a lot of companies, right? And they pay the high salary as well. Why? What are the things they have to do, and what are the limitation, right? You guys can understand how the solar panels, right? How the solar panel use to so it's a chemical process. So can use to generate the electricity, electrical power. Okay, so can generate the power, and then after the generation, yes, we have to go through the deep process to integrate that power to main grid. Yes, main grid means the Sri Lankan power system, the power grid. Through a transformer, we have to connect that. The thing is, by using the solar, we have to normally by using the solar, it's a DC source, right? It's a DC source. It can make a DC power. Okay, then we can connect the converter to convert the power, right? This is very simple, right? It's very simple to convert to AC power. Then we have the AC power. We can we can connect that AC power to the grid, right? Easy process. As it's not a very easy process, guys, because this is a day by connecting. It's the connecting of the DC generation source to a AC power system. It's a very hard process, guys. There are a lot of research, right? There are a lot of research, ongoing research, not in the Sri Lanka. All the countries are doing a lot of research to mitigate those errors, right? Those errors and issues and limitation to connect the renewable power supplies. Renewable power supplies means battery energy systems, the solar. There are a lot of renewable power supplies, right? Not the machine based one. Machine based one means I think you guys know the hydropower plant, right? Hydropower plant. They can use the water flow, rotating rotating machine. We can say it's a rotating generating machine, right? Rotating machine can you, if we use the rotating machine power, it generate AC power, right? Can generate the AC power. So it's not difficult to connect power grid. There are some theories behind that, but it's not difficult, right? But in the solar and battery energy storage system, it's a difficult. But there are some the new technologies, and students have learned those technologies, and there are a lot of research, very interesting research. So we can go ahead and with that renewable energy and the smart grading, the power electronics, right? Power electronics um, came to the very important topic, right? And with the vehicle, electrical vehicle, and the renewable energy and the smart grid, with those topics, the power electronics became the famous topic under the electrical engineering industry. So power electronics in the undergraduate student, they know, so they can learn it's the as a subject power electronics. So they have some theories to connect this solar with the grid, right? Those kind of theories. So these are battery energy storage pump, and these are microgrid. Okay, I will explain the microgrid concept as well. So because these the I think it's a future trends as well. But currently, Sri Lanka has several microgrid, 3 or 4 microgrids. So it's very uh, interesting topic in the for the electrical engineering industry. So the microgrid means we have a main grid, right? Main grid being the main supplier, and uh, we take power from the main grid, right? Normally we take power, right? We have a connection, and we have power from the main grid. If if there is a issue or the grid off condition, will not have power, right? Will not have power. For that, we have a main battery, right? So we call this as off-grid system. Off-grid system, we have a solar and battery, and if we have the power from the grid side, we can use that battery, right? Uh, all other times. But the issue is we use solar at the daytime, right? The daytime, and using the solar batteries and using the batteries, we'll have the power, right? Without grid. But in the microgrid concept, it's a different concept, right? We have own grid. We have own grid, battery, and the main grid, and we have a control point. So that's the main thing. And the for the control point, we should have some knowledgeable person, the electrical engineer or any other knowledgeable person, because he has to control the source. Especially, they have to control the source. There are 3 or 4 sources. Main solar, we can connect the solar to demand directly, or we can connect the storage, I mean the battery, to load house by directly. We can connect solar to storage battery, and then we can connect battery to the load, or else we can connect the grid, right? Power. So these are the concept behind the microgrid. So there are a lot of control mechanism as well. So this is the current trend for the power engineering side, especially in the renewable energy side, especially renewable and the smart microgrid is the current trend. And these pictures I take the our microgrid, University of Marathon microgrid, right? They have this SCADA system to control the microgrid equipment. We have generator, battery, and the solar system, right? Solar system. So I think it is the first microgrid in Sri Lanka. So the microgrid is the, the common renewable energy trend, and this is the solution for the uh, DC to AC conversion issues as well. Okay, now, okay, now next I will move to EVs and power electronics. Okay, so EVs, electrical vehicle. So this another trend in the electrical engineering industry. So I mean, I use that word. Trend means the electrical engineers have to choose different path. Okay. So power electronics, it's a different path, and the renewable side, it's a different kind of path. So we have two different uh, path as an electrical engineer. So smart gridding, power supplies, and the battery farms, solar systems, wind power systems, and other transmission controlling mechanism, load demand curve mechanism, the those kind of electrical engineering theories going under the smart renewable system, and the power electronic and the vehicle EV electrical vehicle is another kind of electrical engineering path. And when it comes to EVs, so I think this the electrical vehicle topic, uh, I want to mention two companies. Yeah. So before EV came, right? Before EV comes to the Germany and the Japan, USA, they have the largest vehicle manufacturing companies, and also they have the most brands, right? The vehicle companies, BMWs, the Mercedes. There are a lot of brands, but after EV came, right? After EV comes, what happens? China, right? China comes to the market, right? They own the name, they own the brand, they build the brand, and they made the highest, right? The largest vehicle manufacturing companies in China because of EV and the power electronics, right? So what happens, guys? So USA and other companies, other the countries, especially in the developed countries, they did the lot of with the power electronics and electrical engineering. They had a lot of research, right? They were doing a lot of research under the power electronics, like electrical vehicles. They did, but in China, what is the difference, guys? When we the power supply, power the grid, the main grid in China with any other country, when you compare in the Chinese grid, it's a very different one, because they use renewable, right? Solar, wind, and the other renewable sources. They use renewables more than the other resources. I mean, the thermal and nuclear. They use the renewable mainly, and they have the HVDC line, right? High voltage DC line as well. They have different kind of electrical power system, right? So then they had an opportunity, right? They had an opportunity to make uh, the the largest electrical vehicle company, right? By using the electrical power, because they had a good power supply. They had a best power supply, best power grid, and it means for the electrical vehicle, there's a very good the fuel, right? Fuel for the electrical vehicle. But in Sri Lanka, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, at the moment, we have a good one. We have a good power system, but it's not what's when compared to the other countries, it's not the ideal case, right? It's not the ideal for the electrical vehicles, because we don't have more electrical vehicle charging spots, and we are depending on the the thermal and the coal power plant on the renewables. So it's not ideal for Sri Lanka, in my opinion. It's not ideal for Sri Lanka, but the, now we are in that era, EV vehicles and the power electronics era. So we should have to those things, and we have a career, right? We have an industry, the power electronic industry and vehicle industry. It's a huge industry. So as electrical engineers, we have the new industry, right? After the power electronics and the EV vehicle comes to the market, so we have the good industry. But my opinion, it's not ideal for the Sri Lanka. uh, yes, but so in Sri Lanka, so these are the limitation, right? This is the limitation we have. Uh, we don't have much charging spots outside the Colombo and the main cities. They should have to build those charging stations, and the connection between the charging station and grid, and we don't have good management system. But the university students, I think they are doing a good research under the load management systems. So it's the different kind of topic and thermal management system. So because we are using the batteries, right? If we are using the batteries for the systems, right? If we are using the batteries, so thermal management is the most important thing, right? Thermal management is the most important thing, and that is the main difficulties when we are using the batteries for the system, it's not the small battery. So we have to use the large batteries, and we should have the good thermal management system as well, right? So okay, when it comes to automation and IoT industry, so uh, the IoT industry and the automation industry with the for the electrical engineers, we can go this industry as well. So the combine with the mechanical engineering and the electronic stuff. So I want to mention this one as well. As normally in the electrical engineering, it's a normal. It's not the normally when we go to the outside the Sri Lanka, so all the universities, they have ECE departments, right? ECE engineering, it means the electrical, computer and electronic engineering department, because the these three engineering stuff, technologies, the theories, uh, all the theories uh, we should have, right? We should have when we goes to industry in the electrical, electronic or mechanical, should have that knowledge, the basic knowledge of the electrical systems, the automation system, IoT, sensors, electronic devices, robotics. You should have all the knowledge. So they have ECE department, but in Sri Lanka we we have divided those department, but I think all the department have the modules, right? And the modules for uh, to to gain the knowledge for all the industries, or all the subjects, right? So okay, now okay guys, we came to the AI and the power system application. Okay. Guys, first thing I want to mention is the AI is a tool, guys. So it's a tool, and if we uh, learn about AI, if we are going to learn about AI, it's a different thing, guys. It's a different thing because AI is a mathematical tool, right? It's a mathematical tool. We should have to learn a lot of mathematics. We are going to if you are going to build AI things, right? If you are going to build AI things, it's not the have AI model and retune it and use our application. It's not the AI, guys. It's not the AI things, right? So if we are going to be an AI engineer or if we are going to learn AI, right? I think we have to learn mathematics first, right? So because AI means mathematical algorithms. So I think a lot of undergraduate students working with the AI, okay, they take the AI module and they retune it and they use that module to their application. So it's not the AI engineering, guys. Okay. So AI in power system means we can use AI, right, for the power system. So where in the power system, let's say the transmission line, uh, it can be some issues in the transmission line. What happens? We should have to first we have to detect that issue, right? We have to detect the issue. We have to solve the issue, and they have to remake the supply, right? So that is the process. So in the main grid or power supply grid, that is the process. We have to detect the issue, we have to solve the issue, and we have to give the supply after solving the issue, right? So we can use AI to detect that one, and we can solve the that error. If it is not a hardware issue, we can use AI to solve it. So that is the AI in power system, right? And also, I think I have mentioned there are a lot of curves and algorithms behind the power electronics and the electrical vehicle and the smart controlling part, right? That controlling part, there are some the software-based algorithms, right? So especially for that algorithms, right, we can use AI. So that is why the electrical engineers and I think all the engineers need to learn AI, right? Need to learn AI to some uh, the point some limit with some limitation, but they have to learn the AI, right? All the engineers, especially electrical, mechanical, and civil engineers, they have to learn AI to improve their systems. And what is the main limitation? What is the main difficulties when we are going to apply the AI with the application? What is the main difficulties, guys? What is the main difficulty is, right? So we are going to apply that AI system or AI things, right, to power system. It's not power system. Power system. It's not the latest one, right? The very old power system in Sri Lanka. We have the old power system, right? We have all the machines. They are very old, right? Very old, and the people. We have the engineers and other people, they know to handle the oldest machine, right? All the power system, and they know the issues. So they are comfortable with that, right? They're comfortable with the system that we have. But we are going to apply AI to that system, right? Not the new system. It's a very old system, and we are going to apply the AI to that old system with the old people and with the old knowledge. They they don't have the knowledge about machine learning or AI, right? So it's very difficult to apply, right? It's very difficult to apply. So that is the main issue when you are going to apply AI. to power system. That is why the it's in the under the research base, right? The undergraduate students and the researchers can do the research, right? They can do the research with the AI, and I think there are a lot of research behind the power system with the AI and power electronics with the AI, the electrical engineering. There are a lot of research, but when we come to the application side, right, it's very hard to apply that research to the application. Okay, guys. So that is the gap. So that is the gap between the industry and the especially in the Sri Lanka, right? Especially in the Sri Lanka, because we are dealing with very old systems, right? We are dealing with very old system, and the engineers as well. People they're comfortable with that, the old system, right? Sometimes they don't like to change that system as well, right? They don't like to change the system, so we have to deal with those issues, right? After doing research, so sometimes uh, so doing research is easy, but after the research, we are going to apply that results to the real application. It's very hard, right? It's very hard, especially in Sri Lanka. It's very hard, right? So, guys, you have to use AI as a tool, and if you want to learn AI, yes, go and learn. And it's a different industry, right? It's a different industry. You can use maths, and you can you can innovate module. You can can find the new modules, right? But hello, hello. I think I had the connection issue. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So those are the main focusing area with AI, right? With AI in the electrical engineering, especially in the power side, right? So we can make the energy trends, and we can have the optimization algorithm. We can tune the fault detection system, and we can use the forecasting model. Those are the main topics with the AI and the power system. Okay, so I think I have mentioned those, right? Yes. Okay. Now, what are the future pathways, future trends? So as an electrical engineer, what are the technologies that we have to gain for our future trends, to face our future trends? So main the electronic, the advanced electronic technologies, especially with the semiconductors material, and the wireless power supplies, wireless communications. With those technologies, we have to face those electronic technology. We have to deal with that electronic technologies. So, guys, we have the big converter and the inverter. I think you have I, I don't know, maybe you have some idea about the inverter. So we have to connect the inverter between the solar and the grid. Basic idea about the inverter. So that inverter have to convert the power to DC to AC, and it has to match the power, match the voltage before connecting the grid, right? Solar power. So the main issue is, so we are using the electronic devices, right? Especially semiconductor devices. So if you are using the semiconductor all those devices as switching devices, it will make the noises, right? Noises, and those noise, if we add those noise to the grid, right? If we add those noise to grid, and grid transmit that noise to all the consumers. It means us, right? The household consumers and the industrial consumers. They transmit the electricity, the transmissions transmit that noise with the power, right? With the electrical power, they will transmit the noise. So it will make some trouble, especially for the electrical devices. So it's another power electronic related issue that we have to face in future. And advanced energy storage, so it means the energy storage system, it's very uh, I think it will be a very famous topic in future, because with the solar and the other renewable energies, the battery energy system is they need battery energy system. I think you don't know, in Sri Lanka, we had several blackout, right? The last 2 3 years we had several blackouts, right? So the first one, it's a normal one. It's normal blackout. I think I can't remember that. I think 2019 or 2018, there was a blackout because of the the issue. There is a issue. There was a issue in the transmission line between the Upper Malay and Biagam, I think. I can't remember the exact. I think it's Upper Malay to Biagam, right? And there was a issue with that line, and 2018 it's happened, right? After 2018, I think we faced the several blackout, right? 2022, 24, there were several blackouts, right? Because of what, right? We increase the solar generation, right? In the one of our government increased the solar repayment, solar generation they increase, and the solar generation, solar generation increased rapidly throughout 2 years. Within 2 years, it increased the, to very high generation level, right? Very high generation level. But the thing is, CM control, there is a controlling center in Palavatta, right? CB can control all the generation, right? The especially the large generation, right? CB generation plant or the private the generation plant, they can control, right? They can control frequency, they can control voltage, and they have the control. But the thing is, the household solar, they don't have any control, right? They don't have any control. On the Sundays, what happens? Normally, the industrial demand, on the Sundays, we lost the industrial demand, right? So total demand, Sri Lankan demand, but the generation level, right? The CB can decrease the generation level to some point, but if they can't match the demand with the generation, what happens? It will make the blackout, right? It will make the blackout. So the thing is, if it is a sunny day, right? The household solar and all the solar generate very high power, right? Very high power, but the CB don't have any data about the solar, especially private solars. They don't have the data, so they can't the control, right? We can't control the those solar generation. Normally, we can't control the solar generation without battery, right? Without battery, we can't control the solar generation, right? How do we control? So we can't control the radiation, solar radiation. We can't control solar generation, right? The CB don't have any data, or CB don't can't control the solar generation. So in the Sundays, on the Sundays, normally it will make that process going to make the blackout, right? That's why the blackouts uh, it can make the blackouts by using solar. So why we need energy storage system, battery energy storage system. So now Sri Lankan government, TB, they produce another opportunity for the Sri Lankan people. They can they can buy a previously they give the opportunity to have a solar, right? Now they are giving another opportunity to have a battery energies. Battery energies we can uh, control the generation, right, by using the batteries, right, by using the batteries, because if the solar generation goes high, we can charge the battery, and we can use the battery as another the source, right, not a source, another load, right, another load, and we can use a battery as a load, or we can use a battery as a source. So using the batteries, we can control to some level, right? Some level solar generation. So it's very famous topic. It will be very famous topic in future, especially in Sri Lanka, right? Especially in Sri Lanka. So I include that one, and those are the main points, right? So there are a lot of research behind the battery systems, especially battery operation system, right? Battery operation system, and the battery materials. So there are a lot of research, right? There are a lot of research in Sri Lanka and the other countries as well. So this is another field related to electrical engineering. Okay, and okay, these autonomous and self-healing grids. So basically, it means, so if there is a small issue, guys, there is a small issue in the grid. What happen is CB or any other company within very small time, because in Sri Lanka we have the electrical frequency, right, or frequency, we have 50 hertz, right, 50 hertz, and we have a margin, we have tolerance, 5% minus, so plus 5 5%, 0.5% tolerance, right, from 50 hertz, right. So within very small time, 1 hour 0.5, that is the time frame. Within that time period frame, we can't control, right, we can't control if there is a issue, if there is an issue in the transmission line or any other transformer, any other component, we can't control, right, we can't control. So it will make the power cut, right, right, it will make the power cut. So maybe if we can't control, it will make the blackouts situation as well, blackout situation as well. So autonomous and self-healing grid, they can manage automatically, right? They can manage automatically with some limitation. With some limitation, they can manage automatically their grid situation, right? They have grid control, so they can manage, like frequency, voltage, and the power. Right? They can manage with the limitation. So this is another future research topic, right? Autonomous and the self-healing grid. So another the interesting research topic for the future student and the industry. So they have to face the. I think it's not in near future, but the future, it's better to implement this autonomous grid, especially in Sri Lanka, right? Especially in Sri Lanka, because in our country we have very good grid, power grid, power the quality wise. We have a very good quality power grid, right? Power quality is in a very high level, but there are some issues with the implementation of because of the implementation the solar, right? Solar and other renewable system the, without controlling, right? So we should have autonomous grid in future, I think. Okay, so as a last part, right? I think it's better to give a brief idea about the skills and the careers. Uh, what are the careers that you can focus in on, especially in the electrical engineering? Oh, shit. Oh, hello, guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yeah, I think I. Ah, yeah, okay. Okay, guys. Okay. Yes. So careers and the skills that you what are the skills that you have to gain for the careers, and I'm going to mention especially what are the careers that you have to focus, right? What are the careers that you can focus under throughout your the undergraduate time, and after the undergraduate, right? You most of you guys have to go to industry, right? Most of you have to go to industry. I think you guys focus in the industry, and some people, some students focus in the research, and I think I have mentioned several research areas between throughout the presentation, right? Through the presentation, I mentioned some research areas, and it's better to mention the career paths, right? So mainly we have automation industry, the power industry. The power mean the like the power transmission and the power generation, those kind of industry, and the IoT automation industry, robotics industry, renewable industry. So all the industry we need to improve the knowledge, the different kind of by focusing different kind of modules, right? Focusing different kind of module and the different kind of the technical stuff. Especially we have to first we have to focus the technical stuff before moving to the social skills, right? So because that is the basic knowledge. Especially for example, I'll take the power industry. So we should know the power, the transmission theories, generation theories, distribution theories. No, right? When you go to the EV or electronic side, again the power controller mechanism. If you have the coding knowledge, it's improve your the skills for the power electronic side. And if you know the AI techniques, it's better. So we have to improve different kind of skills according to your focusing area. So because guys, you should have focus career, right? Before you graduate, right? Before you graduate as an engineer, not in electrical. Yes, it's not for the electrical engineering, right? All the engineers, right? Because in the undergraduate, if you are going to graduate as if your graduate program, undergraduate program, it's for if it is for the engineering undergraduate program, you guys are going to be engineers, right? If it is a the any other program, you have to focus that career, guys. Okay, so I saw uh, some of the points. That's why I mentioned that some students, right, especially undergraduate students, they working on the AI theory all the time. They are working with AI theory, but I think they guys, the guy who are working with the AI theory, it's better. Yes, you have that knowledge. It's good, but you should have the basic knowledge, guys. You should know the fundamental things, the engineering, right? If you are going to be an electrical engineer, so you should have the electrical engineering fundamental thing. Okay, so if you are going to be the mechanical engineer, you should have the mechanical engineering fundamental things, right? So you have to focus the career, guys. So then you can choose the module, or you can choose the skills. What are the skills that I have to improve to go to this career, right? So some people, some students like to join the electrical vehicle industry or the power electronics industry. Yes, it's very good industry. So you have to improve knowledge, and you have to find the knowledge for that purpose, right? For that purpose. So then after graduating your program, right? After graduating, uh, after graduating, when you are going to the industry, and in the industry you will own your name, right? Because you have a skill for that the industry. So you have to focus that one, and there are some gaps, especially as a Sri Lankan students, right? We have some technical the difficulties, right? Technical difficulties. We have uh, some the technologies, right? We can't go with some technologies when we comparing with the USA and other the countries, right? We have some technology resource, but we can improve, right? We can improve our technology by using the our medias and other the tools, right? So you have to think about your career. You have to decide your career, right? You have to decide your if you are going to be a researcher, so you have to choose your research area. Then you can work on that focus, right? Okay, so okay, then those are the technical skills and the professional skills, right? Uh, yes. So technical skills, I mentioned those skills, especially the programming and data analysis. So it's better to have that skills. And before that, right? I mentioned that one firstly. So strongly, you should have the fundamental knowledge, right? So especially in the electrical engineers, you should have the fundamental knowledge about circuit breakers, right? And if you have mechanical and other knowledge, it's better, right? It's better, and it will make more value for you. And but you should have the strong fundamental knowledge to your focusing area, right? So that's the main thing. And professional skills. So when I starting this session, so I have mentioned, so as engineers, they have to work with the people, right? In the industry, we have to work with people, not only with the engineers, right? The normal social people, all the people, we have to work with all people, right? All category, the, for all people we have to work with, right? So it's very important thing is we should have the professional skills, especially the communication skills, right? And the teamwork, right? Those are very important thing, and collaboration works. So should have to work with as a team, right? Especially if you are going to in the solar power plant, right? There are a lot of stuff, right? There are a lot of stuff, technical stuff, the the mining stuff. There are a lot of stuff, so we have to work with all this stuff, right? So it's better to have the communication and team working skills as well. So guys, improve those skills before your graduation, right? Before your graduation, your technical skills you can improve, right? You can improve through your module and through your the technical things you can improve, but the professional thing you have to give some times, right? Sometime and to how to improve those skills before your graduation. Especially, it's important for the engineers, right? So, and this is the preparation that you guys need, right? Before your the industry experience. This is the preparation, right? First, you should have the fundamental. Then you can do the projects, right? Then you can do the projects by searching gaps, right? Searching gaps and what are the gaps. Especially you. This my suggestion, right? This my suggestion. It's better if you can work with the industry before you graduate, right? As an engineer, it's better, guys, right? So if you can have the project from industry, it's better, right? Make some value, and also you can learn a lot of things, right? Especially you can see the gaps. You can see the gaps between the graduate courses and graduate studies with the industry, and you can improve the several skills, I mean the social skills as well. And another special thing is, guys, they learn the tools, guys. Python, MATLAB, the softwares, for the electrical engineers, I can mention the PSCAD. There are a lot of softwares for the electrical engineering. If you are going to be a mechanical engineer, you have the different kind of softwares, like the CAD software, 3D CAD. There are a lot of software. So those are tools, guys. So you have to learn those tools, and it will make uh, uh, will improve your value. And then the internship, I think so give some internship opportunities, and you can have some another internship if you have, and it's good. And then you have to go to your dream uh, area, right? So the as a summary, so I wanted to mention what are the current trends and what are the future trends, and what are the things that you have to do to fulfill the gap between the industry and this electrical engineering students, and also with your technical skill. So those are the things that I wanted to mention, right? So I think if you guys have any questions, can answer related to electrical engineering stuff.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sitija Ratnayakar, for that insightful and inspiring session. Your valuable discussion on current trends in electrical engineering, emerging technologies, and future career pathways has given all of us a broader understanding of how the field continues to evolve and create new opportunities for innovation. We really appreciate your time, knowledge, and the experiences you have shared with us today. Now, it's time to hear from our audience. We are opening the floor for questions. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to raise your hand or drop them in the chat. Here are some questions we received through the Slido link.
Okay, I think some people. Okay, there are some questions, right? Okay. Okay. There are some people. I think they're asking what are the research areas and the job opportunities. Okay, and the skills to companies looking for. Okay, so I will answer. Yeah. The for the research areas, I think in future the power electronics, electrical vehicles. So those are very those will be the very famous research area. And the when we come to the smart, the renewable system, the smart grid, microgrid, and the grid controlling. So those topics will be the hot topics. And skills. Wait. Yeah, skills. So in Sri Lanka, guys, it's we need mainly we are focusing in the electrical engineering for the renewable companies. They are focusing the uh, as a technically they want the power engineers. It means they want the engineers with the knowledge of the power transmission and the renewable systems and battery energy storage system. The technically we need to improve this the fundamental knowledge, but mostly they are looking the very good management person, guys, because then they need the soft skills more, right? And also they need the technical stuff as well. So it's better to have the technical stuff, especially in the if you are going to the renewable side, you should have the power in the power system and the transmission and battery. Now it's very hot topic, battery energy storage system and the solar and the renewable system, implementing the solar and the algorithm for the uh, demand load calculation. So those are very hot topics at the moment. I mean, I think it's hot topic will be the very hot topic in future as well. But at the moment, there are the other famous industry, right? And people internship compared to grade E. Yes, guys, the technical knowledge, in my opinion, technical knowledge and the industrial experience, right? Those two make the people very two different ways. The technical peoples, especially when we come to research, the research like researcher, they need the technical stuff more and more, right? They need the very fundamental stuff, right? It's, I mean, from the fundamental thing to they need the technical stuff more and more than the skills, the social skills. But they expect that, right? Especially in the electrical engineering experience, when we are doing project or when we are dealing with the industry, it make the very good experience in the industry because so I think you will see that one, right? So you will see after graduating. So in the industry, we need very not the deep technical things, but we want some technical things to do all the things, right? When we are going to the solar industry, we need very small number of the theories, right? But it's technical one, but it's very small number of theories. But in the research side, we need more and more technical things, and we have to we need the mechanical stuff. Sorry, the mathematical stuff. So it's very technical one, right? But in the industry, it's not the very technical one. We need another the experience to work in the industry. So it's the different path, right? Two different path, and to having the best grade, uh, it's not easy. But if you have best grade, it's not the most important thing for the industry, right? So which of these four trends do you think will create most job opportunity in the next few years? Okay. The and the EV vehicle side to make more job opportunities, especially in Sri Lanka. When it comes to Sri Lanka side, there are no the manufacturing companies, especially for the power electronics. There are no manufacturing companies or any other power electronic circuit, any power electronic circuit. There are no vehicle industry, but I mean at least very small power device manufacturing circuit, manufacturing companies. We don't have any companies. So, but in the world, in the side to make more opportunities. Smart grid, right? It will be the not the solar, right? Microgrid and the smart grid to be to make more opportunities, right? Okay. Any other questions?
Okay. Thank you, sir. And thank you to everyone for your active participation and thoughtful questions.